Hey everyone, it's Paul McElroy, teaching pastor at North Park. Welcome to this Friday, August 21st edition of the E-News. Now remember, our E-News is simply an opportunity for us just to get any communication out to our broader North Park community. Now, one thing I wanted to make you aware of is that the E-News will now shift. We used to do it Monday and Friday, but now we're going to do it every Tuesday and Friday. So for those of you who have been listening to the mental health moment that Trish does, that will now be on Tuesdays. Now, you may be looking at the background that I have here and think it's kind of strange, but I've been thinking a little bit about an analogy here, so stay with me. During some of my spare time this summer, what I've been doing is kind of tinkering on this shed that we have at our house. It was a great shed at one time. We used it to store things, and it served a unique purpose at that time. But as Carolyn and I were discussing things, we realized, you know what? We maybe have different needs right now, and so what I've been trying to do is just put some little touches on it to make it a little bit more appropriate for what we want to use it for into the future. Many of you know that the chair of our elder board, Patrick Hoofnagel, last week made an announcement to our church that said, unfortunately, due to some of the conditions, we at North Park will postpone our weekend services until probably January. And I know many of you received that news with disappointment. Let me tell you, we as a staff, it's disappointing to us as well. We love being together and meeting together with you, and it's disappointing season for sure. But I was thinking about that announcement and thinking about some of the things going on within the church, and it got me thinking about this shed that I'm renovating. Although the structure remains the same, we've had to do some tinkering to make sure that it now meets the needs that we have at this moment, at this time. And I think the same is true for our church. For such a time as this, although we may not be able to meet as a large group for weekend services right now, I think this is a time in history where we can actually try some new things, maybe innovate, be creative. I don't know whether you realize this, but at this time has been one of the greatest times where people who don't know Jesus have been searching. They've been looking. They've been trying to find answers, maybe because of the fear of the COVID pandemic. But I think that gives us a great opportunity. For some of you who are watching the weekend services online in your own home, some of you belong to small groups, some of you have family members, you're already in a bubble with them. Here's what I want to challenge you with and encourage you. This could be a time where new things can happen. Instead of just thinking about maybe our own disappointment of meeting in the big church building, maybe God has something different in mind for you and for me. Maybe it's an opportunity to invite a neighbor to come and watch an online service in your home. Again, stick to the protocol, make sure you keep social distancing and invite those people in your bubble. But do you know that there are some people in your neighborhood, maybe family members, that they wouldn't feel comfortable entering into a church building, but this may be their time to experience Jesus through an online opportunity, and it may come as a result of an invitation from you. So I challenge you, be creative. Again, our church looks the same, but we have to tinker with some of the things to create opportunities to continue to get Jesus' message out there. So that's the challenge, and I'm taking that challenge as well. It's nothing that we dreamed of, it's nothing that we are comfortable with or we wanted, but God always makes opportunity come out of those disappointments. So be praying about that, and I want to hear your stories. Please send them in. If you're finding new ways to kind of connect with people and share the message of Jesus, let me know, and I'd love to share that with everyone else. Hey, a couple of more things I want to just remind you about as we head into the weekend. First of all, I really want to thank those who donated toward our food cupboard. You did a great job. We're well set up to provide that for those in need. We serve about 40 or 50 families within our church community, so it's going to help them a lot. We don't have any specific donation needs this week, but stay tuned. We're going to be sure to connect with you in the future. And finally, as we head into the weekend, we've got Matt Loveday sharing a message this weekend. Remember, we're in that series, In the Moment, Decisions That Can Change Our Lives Forever. And this week, Matt's going to look at a familiar story found in the Gospel of Mark chapter 10. It's that rich young ruler. And Matt's going to kind of look at it from a different angle, looking at regret and how when we come to Jesus, we can take our regret to Him and He'll meet us in the midst of that. So if you're wondering what you can do in preparation for the online service this weekend, I encourage you read Mark chapter 10 and then open your hearts to what God has to say to you through Matt's message. So God bless you. I pray you have a good weekend and stay safe.